who is not at the Independence Square as we speak. And in your shot, you can see the arrival, in number of arrivals already. We've seen the Vice President already seated, so we are waiting for the President of the Republic, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, outgoing as we speak. And then we'll have the arrival of the President-elect, and then the Vice President-elect, Professor Nana Akufo-Addo, all arriving. So in your shot, we're giving you all the 360 coverage as they arrive at the Black Star Square from wherever they are coming from. Together, we've seen already the presidents of the various states already gathered. We saw that the U.S. also issued, the U.S. President Joe Biden, outgoing, also issued a statement mentioning that they are represented right here at this particular inauguration of President-elect John Dramani Mahama. And this is really a colorful scene, and you're seeing all the military, top military men in their, ceremonial outfit already for this particular event. We're scheduled to start at 11. We are definitely not behind time when it comes to this. Our guests were asked to be seated at 8:30, and that definitely happened. As Chief of Staff, nobody is surprised. Dr. Callistus Mahama takes up the position of Executive Secretary to the President. Now, historically, the NDC presidents don't tend to have executive secretaries. This is the first time we're seeing that, and it speaks to a certain desire to run the administration differently by John Dramani Mahama. This time a revelation, though. We've been told that Dr. Callistus Mahama is not related to John Dramani Mahama. Indeed, Prosper Bani returns, but what an interesting portfolio. Prosper Bani is now going to be the head of Interim Security Task Force. I know there were a number of them that were mentioned earlier. That was the very first appointment that was made that would included SEO Pico Fibuachi and Tutubi Kwachi, amongst others, who were Prosper Bani was leading that particular team. So that's where we know that he's the head of Interim Security Task Force. If I can take you back to when Nana Akufo-Addo was sworn in, his first appointment was National Security Minister, so it tells you that during the transition, a lot of the briefings about security tend to be the ones that capture the attention of the incoming president the most, because those are the life and death issues. Everything else is politics. But security is security. So immediately you can see John Dramani Mahama putting that foot forward and ensuring that he's got a team in place that can deal with issues as and when they arise. And Prosper Bani is the one. Some have said it's a crack team. You have Bivlo Latte in there. If you have Tutubi Kwachi, you have brief the audience that at least if you're on radio, as we speak, we have the arrival of the judiciary. And of course, we know that the Chief Justice is going to be the one to administer the oath. And we have them arriving now. We've already had the arrival of the outgoing president, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Now we have the arrival of the judiciary led by the Chief Justice herself. Get truth that when we say judiciary, we actually mean the Chief Justice and some members of the Supreme Court. Don't you feel sorry for them? They are fully bedecked in their robes, and these robes are not made of linen. Thankfully, some very hot fabric that's hot today. Today, such a hot day. The temperatures out there reaching 33 degrees. That's it. Yes, and we've got judges should be manageable. They are used to this. It should be very manageable because we've talked about this, wigs and all, but they say that it is part of the tradition, it's part of the custom. As to when we are able to get rid of it, and least a ceremony, every Chief Justice so far in the Fourth Republic has insisted on keeping this tradition of the wigs and the robes. Every single one of them, they all believe in it, and this Chief Justice is no exception. The exact problem, however, is that they don't tend to sit in the sun. They tend to sit in air-conditioned courtrooms. Today is an exception. These are people who are quite advanced in age. Some of them have open air conditions amongst that. Well, let's hope that they provided for the air cooler and this people that they'll be fine, because even this walk through the sun to the SC, and it looks like it's quite difficult for choreographed walk all the way to where they're supposed to sit from their arrival. You can see that straight line. It does appear that this has been well rehearsed. They do hold extensive rehearsals before the event, and of course these are things that happen once every 4 years at least. All gathered there together with members of parliament, now 275. Right, because we don't have Ablikuma North, because there was no decision taking on that. So 275 MPs is a parliamentary session, which should say just that it's been done outside the chamber of parliament. And this is the 9th parliament now, since they were sworn in at the dawn of midnight today. So this is where we are today at the Black Star Square, Kojo. You've been interacting a lot this morning ahead of this particular inauguration is history that is being made. We have a former president coming back to swear this particular oath once again. Yeah. And it seems that the whole world is try going to that part of town. You can see party supporters with their flags, the Ghana flag, at least I can identify. Some of the members of the NDC there. You can see Joshua Alabi there, the chairman of the campaign team. In your shots there, already we know that there have been some appointments that have been made. Already I can see Hudu Yaya. Really, it's good to see Hudu Yaya there. In your shot, you see Dora Jaho, the former Speaker of Parliament. Also in your shot, they're all in white. The General Secretary of the NDC, Fififi of Equity, also seated there by Joshua Alabi. I can see the former chairman of the NDC, Ampafo. Also there, you can see Kofi Potofe. Also there in your shot, Kofiato. Also there in your shots, all of them. It's in white, so the BIP to keep arriving one after another. Yes, it's going to be a very, very full day. They've got quite a program which we'll run you through in just a moment. I tell you how the whole day is expected to go, but lots of dignitaries are still arriving. Very to President Akufo-Addo as the former president, and we will be referring to President-elect John Dramani Mahama as the President of the Republic of Ghana. We'll hear his inaugural speech. Yeah, those of you who have got your pens and papers ready, by checking in, indeed, plagiarized his speech, hold that. I doubt that is going to happen. Yes, this is one time when I really hope to be disappointed. Yeah, we don't want any plagiarism, definitely whoop at all. But of course, they've had a lot of time to work on these speeches. President Mahama will certainly want this to be an opportunity to clearly outline the vision that he has, and he has very little time to execute it. This should be a very reconciliatory speech, a speech that will bring the entire country, rally the entire country around this particular government, especially because he has just 4 years to go, and he says he's going to reset the nation, and he needs everyone on board to be able to actually do that, this particular reset. So we wait for that particular speech, and there'll be an interesting balance. Yeah, because as you know, there are lots of people who voted on the expectation of justice, you know, and some sort of exposure of those who they believe have pillaged the nation. And so there will be some pressure on the new president to demonstrate effort in that direction. I wonder how much of that we will see or hear in his speech, but there is definitely the expectation. You speak about pressure, and one person that many say there'll be a lot of pressure on will be the Chief Justice, Gertrude Torkornoo. We know that there was a petition for her removal, but thankfully the outgoing president, Ado Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has written back to Professor Kwikwaza, as we call him, that is not going to happen. At least these are some of the things that we'll be talking about as we go on, but you can see the minority leader in your short. The only time that you can safely say if he is the minority leader, Alexander Fenumachi, we say that, well, without being corrected, and there's no ambiguity to that. While you were taking us through the list, we didn't finish at that list. We have
the Speaker of Parliament now leads the entourage into the Chamber of Parliament here at the Black Star Square. The entourage of Parliament includes the Clerks of Parliament and other senior officials of Parliament. As I mentioned earlier, we will soon enter the Chamber of Parliament, and so the Speaker of Parliament will shortly take over. Shall we please rise as they process into the chamber?
Installed, and it tells in every single detail of this that was put together by, of course, the president, the incoming president's team, who worked in collaboration with some private companies. I know that Jandel Limited, played a very important role in organizing this event alongside Stan Dobe, who tends to run things like this. No one does it better than him, yeah, for the incoming president. And last but letting our shots, you see to be quiet to the security team. You see Steph saying to be quiet, yes, you can see Steph's Tekba, yes, who's seated right next to him. These are Sasido Gongo, that yes indeed. Earlier, Kujo, you mentioned that we've never had an executive secretary to the president. The NDC, you remember Raymond Atuguba, I think that was the first, isn't it? Of course, you're right. Yes, you're right. Raymond Atuguba was executive. It's been a long time. We definitely can't forget. Yeah, mama. Yes. So what was that? Raymond Atuguba, yes. You saw 4 seats, earlier on the days when the speaker was exchanging pleasantries with the chief justice. Get your talk on it, so we have 2 more seats to fill. So we need to see Hughes. Joyce Boundfooter, Jaho, Devo, then there's just one, yeah. And Speaker Alban Bagbing, got that overwhelming support, and he's doing it again for the second time. He promises to do it better. There are those who have said that with a history behind them, in terms of the relationship between himself and the president-elect John Dramani Mahama some time ago, some public criticism amongst others. Some have said this is a time for them to put it behind. I had your engagement with them earlier about whether this parliament will actually be able to put the executive on its toes. Some have said is the reason they are keeping Alban Bagbing, but as to whether he's able to do it, is the issue ahead you, really. I mean, if anybody can, it should be him. He has shown in the past that he's capable of towing a central line, or even in some cases standing out to his own party. He's shown that he can do it. If anybody can, it'll be him. And party supporters hailing someone coming in, indeed. And now, at this moment, I think we're seeing the arrival of the incoming president. Should be the vice president-elect. The vice president-elect, thank you. Well, they've come together. Yes, now it starts, of course, with a procession. Yes, so you will observe that the horses that are supposed to herald the president are all in line behind this particular vehicle that we're observing. Yes. And then, of course, you've got the police delegation, 3 motorbikes, following another vehicle. Now, they've gone for the infinity. What about the abattoirs? What about the abattoirs? No vehicle trees come right. Send about, they've also shined their shoes and dressed everything. And I'm sure the military will also come to you. As we speak, they've also, they have also shined their jewelry for them. Yes. We see, well, you can see it. I mean, it doesn't even need. Yeah, that's the chief of staff in your shots. There you go. There. And Julius Debraj with a team there already. That's the chairman of the NDC, Johnson Asudunketia. In his white outfit is a political suit, of course, with NDC colors somewhere in there as well. You can see the nerves, and the excitement as he sits comfortably in his seat. He keeps moving his knees. You can see that there's a lot of tension. Paul Kagame has made the trip to be here on this auspicious. Who is not here? I wonder. That list will probably be shorter than the list of those who are here. And Paul Kagame, of course, you can understand why this is important to a man like Kagame, who has, in many ways, in spite of being a dictator, has handed over a lot of power in his government to Parliament and other institutions and organs. He has a desire to see his nation run in a way that would be sustainable beyond his stay in the high office. And it's an example to the rest of Africa. Of course, let's not dispute the fact that he is indeed a dictator. But he is one, a lot of people will come at you for that. Oh no, but it's the reality. Yes, it is the reality, but he is somebody who actually does want to see a representation. I mean, dictator, yeah, he wants to see representation in his government. He wants to see a devolution of power. And that is an example for all other nations. Ghana is no exception in this particular situation where we have this supermajority in parliament. Can be done. And after being the first female vice-chancellor of a university here in Ghana, something that really broke the doors open, and since then there have been several others. Also been to hear you say the best university in Ghana, but do I can say like, can you make, I need to remind you, no, every single, as Saldana says, he precedes all the presidents in a single global chart, puts the University of Cape Coast at the very top. It might well be the best in Africa, but no, she was a first female vice-chancellor of that institution, after which she became first female minister for education, another position during which she clocked several firsts. And now she takes up this all-important and historic position as first ever female vice president of the Republic of Ghana. Well deserved, first to be at the very top of the bill, at the presidency, sitting right next to the president, deputizing for him. What?
The bedlam here is intense. It is intense. There is much joy, happiness, excitement, all in readiness for what we are about to witness.
And security is also in full force. We have various security personnel deployed to ensure the total safety and security of personnel. They are all playing critical roles to ensure that this event goes seamlessly, devoid of any major hitches. We have rich display of culture.
I believe that is...
And that is DSP Mary Agamba. She's in charge of the police mounted
invited guests. Arriving now is the president-elect of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Shall we all wave our flags to welcome him? Invited guests. Arriving now is the president-elect John Dramani Mahama. He is accompanied by his spouse, soon-to-be First Lady, Her Excellency Lordina Dramani Mahama. Shall we all wave our flags to welcome him? Authorized to be on the square, kindly move back.
Honorable members, you may now resume your seats. Honorable members, I now have the singular honor and pleasure to invite Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, to administer the oaths to the President-elect and the Vice President-elect. We will start with the Vice President-elect, who will take and subscribe to the oath of allegiance and the oath of the Vice President. Your Ladyship, the Chief Justice, you may now do so now.
Your Excellency, first the oath of allegiance. Kindly say after me. I,
Professor Nana Jane Oboko Ajiman,
do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance.
To the Republic of Ghana.
To the Republic of Ghana.
As by law established.
As by law established.
That I will uphold.
That I will uphold.
The sovereignty and integrity of Ghana.
The sovereignty and integrity of Ghana.
And that I will preserve.
And that I will preserve.
Protect. And defend.
The
Constitution.
The Constitution.
Of the Republic of Ghana.
Of the Republic of Ghana.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Your Excellency, now the oath of the Vice President. I,
Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman,
having been elected
to the office of Vice President of the Republic of Ghana,
to the office of Vice President of the Republic of Ghana,
do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
That I will be faithful.
That I will be faithful.
And true.
To the Republic of Ghana.
To the Republic of Ghana.
That I will at all times.
That I will at all times.
Preserve.
Protect.
And defend.
The
Constitution of the Republic of Ghana.
The Constitution of the Republic of Ghana.
And I dedicate myself. To the service. And well-being.
Of
the people of the Republic of Ghana.
Of the people of the Republic of Ghana.
And to do right. and to do right
to all manner of persons.
to all manner of persons.
I further
solemnly swear
that should I at any time break this oath of office, I shall submit myself to the laws of the Republic of Ghana, and suffer the penalty for it. So help me God. Congratulations, Madam Vice President.
Thank you.
Lift your
To take and subscribe to the oath of allegiance and the presidential oath. Your Excellency, you may now proceed to do so.
Your Excellency, kindly say after me. This is the oath of allegiance. Your name.
John Dramani Mahama,
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear
do in the name of the Almighty God swear
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the Republic of Ghana
to the Republic of Ghana
as by law established
and integrity
of Ghana, and that I will preserve, protect and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. So help me God.
So help me God.
Your Excellency, now the presidential oath.
I, John Dramani Mahama,
having been elected
to the high office
of President of the Republic of Ghana, do in the name of the Almighty God swear that I will be faithful and true to the Republic of Ghana, that I will at all times preserve, protect and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, and that I dedicate myself to the service and well-being of the people of the Republic of Ghana, and to do right to all manner of persons. I further solemnly swear that should I at any time break this oath of office, I shall submit myself to the laws of the Republic of Ghana, and suffer the penalty for it. So help me God. Congratulations, Mr. President.
Jinyami, and the down is what? Matime.
Agbada, adorned with kente lining right there, all went straight to the wife Lordina Mahama to give that special hug. It's like, baby, I made it. And of course, I am the 6th president of the Republic of Ghana. And you can't help but notice, I've been talking about his Agbada, you can't help but notice the Adinkra symbols on the front, imprinted on the front of that particular Agbada. The cluster of 4 Adinkra symbols in a square formation on the front of the Agbada, the one at the top is Nyamidia, the Nyamidia Adinkra symbol, which translates into tree of God. Yeah, it's a symbol that represents the presence of God, the ever-continuing presence on the first, there's a first symbol. So you can imagine the message being sent here is that I intend to do this with God and with me at all time. And you see the next one, yes, which is on the sarcophagus on the left when you face him, and that's the sarcophagus symbol. Sarcophagus is about preserving tradition. Yeah, it's about looking back to see the way forward. You can't help but just loosely translated that we've just gone back, but former president. Yeah, sarcophagus, he's gone back. But they always say, indeed, you've gone back for what is your own, yes, right? And then on the right, you have Jinyami, one of the most popular Adinkra symbols, which simply means that nothing can be done without God. Yeah, so once
the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Members of Parliament, Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman, Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice, Your Excellency, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President of the Federal Republic of Ghana, and special guest of honor for this occasion, Your Excellencies, Presidents, Heads of Government and Development Agencies, Your Excellency, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and former Presidents, Your Excellency, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, my brothers and sisters, I wish you a good morning and we give thanks to the Almighty God on this occasion. Our Father who art in heaven, we thank you for giving us this day, a day that offers me, your humble servant, a unique opportunity to work to reset our dear country, Ghana. 32 years ago, on January 7th, Ghana made its first and most successful democratic transition, a reset, with the swearing in of the newly democratically elected President Jerry John Rawlings of blessed memory. Our nation was returned to a multi-party democracy with a new constitution that went into effect, and the Fourth Republic was officially established. I refer to it as a reset because on that day in 1993, we made our fourth attempt at establishing a democratic system of government with term limits based on free, fair, and transparent elections. The handover of power on January 7, 2001, between former President Jerry John Rawlings and at the time the newly elected President John Ajekwu Kufuor, tested that reset, and our nation passed with flying colors. So today, with my induction as the new President of the Republic of Ghana, history is being made once again, and it is a history worth repeating every 4 years with each newly elected President. Today, we're also making a different kind of history, one that speaks to our maturity as a democracy, a nation of citizens enfranchised with the authority at the polls to determine their political future. Today's exercise between the outgoing President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and I feels a bit like a deja vu. That is because 8 years ago to this day, on January 7, 2017, we shared this same space and performed this same transitional exercise. At the time, I was the outgoing President, having served one term, and he was the incoming President, having been given a mandate by the people of Ghana to lead this great nation of us. He and I both understood on that day, as I'm sure we are today, that it is the people of Ghana that we are elected to serve. Somehow, it seems fitting that it is with Nana Akufo-Addo that I twice shared this stage and this unique historical distinction. Because Nana Akufo-Addo and I began our national political careers in Parliament in the same year, 1996. He has always greeted me with warmth, a firm handshake, and a smile. And he is perhaps the only person in my life who has persistently chosen to call me Johnny. While we belong to opposing political parties, we shared a sense of mutual respect. In those early days, we probably could not have imagined that destiny would bring us to the leadership of our respective parties and that we would have to face off 3 separate times as we each vied for the highest office of the land. Nana, as this will be our final meeting under these circumstances, and as I look back on the journey we have traveled together, 2 much younger men who entered Parliament together with a full head of black hair, and you with the same bald head and round eyeglasses, I have to say that you have without exception been a worthy opponent. I extend my warmest wishes to His Excellency, the former Vice President, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. It was a grueling campaign, and we gave it our all. Your sportsmanship in making an early concession eased tensions and contributed to the early conclusion of the electoral contest. I wish you all the best in your endeavors. It's not the same world in which we have lived under other presidencies. There are tensions and conflict that have not previously existed between nations. These tensions and conflicts place pressure on alliances to decide where we will support. There's a seismic shift happening within the system of global economic dominance. Whereas the G7 nations, United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, and Japan once provided the highest percentage of the world's GDP, over the last decade, that number has been steadily dropping. However, the combined total of the GDP of the BRIC nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, UAE, their GDP has been consistently increasing. In 2023, for instance, the G7's combined total of world GDP was 30%. But by 2029, that number is predicted to drop to 27%. In 2023, the BRICS percentage of world GDP was 37.3%. And so what does this mean to us in Ghana? What could it mean to our economy? Where do we fit in this geopolitical maelstrom? Technology such as artificial intelligence has taken us to new heights, opening up the potential for national, financial, and personal security issues that we are not yet able to imagine. One example is the use of misinformation and algorithm manipulations on social media platforms to sway a particular group's sentiments towards or away from something. Now more than ever before, we need to strengthen our ties with our neighbors to ensure that we're working together to keep our sub-region safe. We stand in solidarity and work in alliance with all our neighbors in the sub-region. Recognizing the history of our borders, we also acknowledge that on the other side of our country's borders are our family members. They may be Ivorians, they may be Togolese, they may be Burkinabes, they may be Nigerians or Malians, but they are also Akans, they are Kasinas, they are Guans, they are Ewes, they are Nzemes, they are Hauses, they are Moshis and Gurmes. Because we are all part of one another, one big family. With the increase of the climate crisis, and as the waters grow warmer, melting the Arctic ice and permafrost, there's a greater likelihood for viruses that have been frozen and thought to be extinct for decades, perhaps even centuries, to begin to spread and create another global pandemic. The changing climate conditions, increased population density in urban areas, and mass international travel are enabling existing viruses to spread and mutate at a faster and faster rate than they did before. This is a serious challenge. Let us not forget the toll that the past epidemics of viruses like Ebola, COVID, and Mpox have taken on the families and communities and medical infrastructure in several of our neighboring countries and in the sub-region. Let us also not forget how swiftly and completely the COVID pandemic brought the entire world to a screeching halt. My government will be working diligently to strengthen our public health systems while monitoring the global health situation so that when, and not if, but when the next pandemic or epidemic occurs, the loss of lives in Ghana will be minimal. The larger world exists around us and to some extent within us. While we cannot and should never use it as an excuse to stray from the direct and immediate needs of Ghana for the well-being of our citizens, we must also bear in mind that the affairs of the world, if we care to shape, lessen, avoid, or even at the other end of things, maximize the effect they have on us. My brothers and sisters, barely a month ago, we held historic elections that have caused dramatic shifts in our political landscape. I feel greatly honored that you, my compatriots, considered me worthy of receiving such an unprecedented and overwhelming mandate to steer the affairs of our beloved nation at this critical time in our history. The magnitude of this victory in the presidential elections and the gains that were made by my party, the National Democratic Congress, in the parliamentary elections naturally and justifiably resulted in great joy and celebration across our country, Ghana. But celebrations, no matter how justified and how well earned, must be supplanted by discernment, sobriety, and deeper insights into why we received this kind of mandate in the first place. By voting as you did on December 7th, the Ghanaian people conveyed a powerful message, yet often overlooked by us politicians. This message was powerfully emphasized by a giant of American political history, President Ronald Reagan, when he declared at his inauguration some 40 years ago that governments have no power except that granted by the people. While Ghanaians take great pride in our thriving democracy, they are deeply dissatisfied with the quality of governance over the years and have openly voiced that dissatisfaction through the decisive actions that they undertake at the elections. Our people also understand that democracy is not just a token adorned with periodic elections followed by pomp and pageantry with the establishment of a new government. They expect that if democracy is celebrated as a superior means of governance, then its outcomes must be more tangible and benefit them in their individual lives. Any honest introspection and reflection on the pulse of our nation would reveal that many within our population do not feel that they have benefited from or partaking in this democratic dividend. Where people buffeted by severe economic crisis and hardships, and in the last few years we have lurched from crisis to crisis. But there is hope on the horizon. Today should mark the beginning of a new opportunity. An opportunity for us to make a difference in our governance and our economic management. We shall reset our dear nation, Ghana. To the millions of my fellow countrymen and women who joined long queues and waited in the sun for their turn to vote for me, you have my sincerest thanks for honoring me. My firm, immutable assurance is that your votes will matter in the work that I'll do to make a difference in the destiny of this dear nation of ours. Your courage to bring change will not go in vain. Our nation was born with much promise. That promise would seem hazy and in doubt now because of all that has happened in the past. But I urge you, my fellow countrymen, not to be sucked into a state of perpetual pessimism. For some time, our country has urgently needed leadership with an unwavering desire to get things done. I, with all humility, assent that I intend to be that leader with your cooperation and your help. As your next leader, I shall strive to exercise sound judgment and be able to make the right calls at the right time. I will have the humility and presence of mind to take responsibility for any challenges and be willing to act firmly and timelessly to resolve the challenges that we face as a nation. Since the elections, I have read and heard the word hope used many times in relation to my presidency and what it should offer the citizens of Ghana. I intend to speak plainly and clearly to you today. And every time I address you subsequently, I intend to always tell you the truth. The circumstances we find ourselves in are indeed dire. But even so, I'll be decisive and swift in my actions. We'll focus our initial efforts on 4 critical areas. The first is economic restoration and stabilization of the macroeconomic environment. The second is the improvement of the business and investment environment to ensure that Ghana is once again open for business. The third is governance and constitutional reforms. And the final, but not the least, is accountability and the fight against corruption. My brothers and sisters, actions have always spoken louder than words. With that in mind, I have entered into a covenant with you, the good people of Ghana, in which I have enumerated 26 actions that I'll take within my first 120 days. There is reason for hope, and there is every reason for hope. But we must also have faith, because faith empowers us to trust the things that will happen. With faith, you believe what you know, and that is why we need faith to be able to achieve our reset. We need a reset with the faith we have in our country and our leadership. We need a reset with the faith we have in our institutions. We need a reset with our faith in our dear nation, Ghana. And by that I mean in all of us, because all of us are Ghana. You are Ghana, and I am Ghana. All of you seated here today, Ghanaian citizens, you are Ghana. The people who you are with or near you as you watch this on television, in your homes, or listen on radio, or follow on social media are what we call Ghana. I ask that we enter into the covenant with the Ghana we all love and the good people of our country who make up this dear nation. And I ask that you envision a Ghana that you want to live in, a Ghana that you want to leave behind to your children and your grandchildren. What can you do to help build that better Ghana that we all strive for? What behaviors, what attitudes and mindsets can we reset? We need a reset, and we have faith in Ghana's ability to overcome, excel, and be so successful with this reset that it will be difficult to imagine a time when that was not the case. As we stand at this momentous crossroads in our nation's history, I am honored and humbled to accept the mantle of the President of the Republic of Ghana. Today we celebrate a new administration and herald an unprecedented era of opportunity and transformation. With Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman by my side, we are poised to embark on a journey of progress and inclusivity, united in our vision for a more prosperous Ghana. This day is particularly special for us and for every Ghanaian who dreams of a society where barriers are shattered and ambitions are realized. With the inauguration of Ghana's first female vice president, we have turned a significant page in our history. Nana Jane's ascension to the high office is not merely a personal triumph. It symbolizes our collective commitment to fostering a nation where gender equality and female representation are cherished and amplified. This is a powerful testament to the power of diverse voices to shape the future, voices that have the courage to soar beyond our traditional confines. My brothers and sisters, Together, as we look to the horizon, we reaffirm our dedication to breaking the glass ceiling that has long hindered many from reaching their full potential. Governance that reflects all segments of our population strengthens our democracy and enriches our conversation. We stand committed to enacting policies that empower women and ensure that the door of opportunity is opened wide for our youth and our women, regardless of their background. Together, we'll galvanize our efforts to create a society where every Ghanaian can dream, believe, and achieve without any restraints. Remember that great leadership is not defined merely by the offices we occupy, but by the legacy that we leave for future generations. My administration, along with my Vice President, Nano Pukwajiman, will prioritize inclusivity, accountability. I'm profoundly grateful for this moment, a cornerstone in our journey towards a brighter future for Ghana. In this resounding victory, I see a clarion call, particularly from the youth of Ghana, a generation that is brimming with potential and dreams that are waiting to be realized. This moment is a powerful affirmation that your voices matter, that your aspirations are valid, and that your future must be our priority. We're committed to translating your hopes into action and creating opportunities for education, entrepreneurship, employment, and empowerment. Our policies will be tailored to sustain innovation and foster industry that engages today's young minds and equip them with the skills needed for tomorrow's challenges. Together with the private sector and captains of business, we will create decent and well-paying jobs. As we embark on this new chapter of your ethnicity, your gender, your age, your religion, or any background will have the opportunity to contribute to our nation's story. Ghana's youth represent the heartbeat of our democracy, where everyone has a seat at the table. Our vision hinges on the introduction and implementation of a 24-hour economy. We envisage an innovative and vibrant 24-hour Ghanaian economy, which will also be anchored in agriculture, enabling us to harness the energy and creativity of all our people. Just imagine a Ghana where our markets are alive and bustling at all hours of the day, with responsive public services accessible at all times, such that businesses can operate flexibly to meet the diverse demands that they are subjected to. And young people, including entrepreneurs, can find opportunities regardless of traditional institutions. The 24-hour economy model will also bolster job creation for the young people, stimulate local industry, and attract foreign investments, and allow us to build resilient communities and a sustainable future. This vision extends beyond mere economic transactions. It symbolizes empowerment, the empowerment of every Ghanaian to contribute to our national progress. My fellow citizens, this vision will allow us to embrace diversity, to cater to varied lifestyles and preferences, and foster a culture of inclusion, ensure that every citizen can enjoy the fruits of his hard work. To the business leaders and entrepreneurs, I invite you to support this new model and join me in shaping a business environment where creativity thrives and where the fruits of your investments contribute to the collective welfare of our nation. Your role in driving our economy forward cannot be overstated. Your innovation and dedication will be a backbone of our success story. And I pledge to you that we would look at the tax regime and rationalize them so that they are more transparent and fair. Members of the business community, I assure you, Ghana is open for business again. Let me thank you, Your Excellencies, my fellow presidents, for leaving what is a busy schedule behind and coming to join us at this ceremony. Your presence brings honor to this inaugural ceremony. And I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to all of you and to our sister countries who have traveled from near and far to be with us today. Your presence is a testament to the strong bonds of friendship and cooperation that exist between our nations. And I promise you I will work to foster the partnerships that transcends our borders, and I'll work collectively with you towards regional stability, economic growth, and mutual respect between our nations. To my friends from across Africa and the world, I thank you and welcome you to Ghana. And in our local parlance, I say Akwaba to all of you. To my family and fellow citizens, my wife Lodina, I thank you for your unwavering support and commitment to our shared vision. This journey is not mine alone. It belongs to all of us. It belongs to each of you. Let today be the dawn of a new era of hope, an era of job creation, an era of accountability, an era of institutional strengthening and resilience, and an era of unparalleled potential for all Ghanaians. We will write the next chapter in Ghana's story, and it will be one of promise, transparency, and transformative progress. My fellow citizens, this is a patriotic call to action for all of us to participate in building a nation that lives up to its promise, where hope thrives and dreams become a reality. Together, let us cultivate a brighter future for our beloved Ghana, where unity, progress, and equality are not just ideals we aspire to, but are the very fabric of our nation. In closing, I invite you to partner with us on this journey. Together, we can create a brighter future for our beloved Ghana, where unity, progress, and equality are not simply goals we are aiming for, but are the cornerstone of our society. Let's work hand in hand to foster these values and strengthen our nation for everyone. My fellow citizens, our invited guests, I thank you very much. May God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. I thank you.
Yeah. Honorable members, on your behalf, I convey the gratitude of the House to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, for his address.